Valerie Bastin from RockSource360.com. RockSource360.com is the only website where you can study with rock stars, receive advice from industry pros, find out about cool tools and tips to help you make it in the music business, and promote your band. Please visit our website rocksource360.com to find out more. I'm very happy to have Yogi Lonich on the phone with me tonight. Yogi is a multi-talented guitar player and singer-songwriter. He has been playing with Cornell for a number of years now, so you might have seen them on stage together. But he also has his own band called Run Through the Desert. This is how the interview unfolded.
Let me ask you my first question. First of all, I want to congratulate you on the release of your latest album, Break the Silence.
Thank you.
Can you tell us about your new CD, please?
Yeah, that CD is the band that I put together not too long. I actually had the band Run Through the Desert idea like a couple of years ago, and I've been playing with a couple of different musicians and wrote some songs and sort of started recording and stuff, but it just kind of didn't work out with those guys. And then when I joined up with Cornell, I ended up meeting Jason and Corey and started playing them my songs, and next thing you know, I recruited them for Run Through the Desert, and I was very happy about that. So we ended up recording an album and writing some additional material, and basically just put out a record recently, and it's on iTunes, CD Baby, and Amazon, and it's on my label, which is Sound Assembly Music. Yeah, so it's it's sort of like I was doing more softer music on my own on my solo record, and I sort of needed the outlet to do some heavier rock. So Run Through the Desert was it.
I like that album, actually. I got it. I listen to it quite often. It's a great album, and I hear a little bit of a 70s rock flavor to your music. I really like that. Can you describe your music for our listeners that might not be too familiar with Run Through the Desert?
Sure. It's definitely a harder rock record with blues and influence, a la Led Zeppelin, Jeff Buckley, maybe it's Queens of the Stone Age, and there's also like some pop flavors as well, like maybe you might hear a little Radiohead in there occasionally, but yeah, it's basically like a hard rock record, and it's just really blazing playing. I mean, Jason's drums and Corey's bass, and me playing guitar solos and screaming my head off on the record. So it's but there's actually it's definitely more than just guys blasting on their instruments. There's some songs and some lyrics that are quite meaningful to me, and and there's some strong melodies, I think. So hopefully the rock fans will be intrigued by the melodic content as well.
I think they would. The songs are catchy. I like most of the songs are pretty nice to listen to, and they do rock. I like putting it really loud in my house, especially when I clean my house.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I blast on the music, and then gives me a good excuse to clean.
Sure, that's great. I like that.
Can you pick a couple of your favorite songs from the album and tell us about the stories behind the music and also the lyrics?
Sure. One of the songs that jumps to my head right away is a song called Grecian Moon. It's later in the album, or somewhere, I think or maybe somewhere in the middle. I don't remember the track order, but and that was written when Corey and Jason and I were all in Greece, and we were with Cornell, and we were opening a show for Robert Plant. And so I just remember it was a beautiful night, and we were all playing at this outdoor amphitheater, and we had finished our set, and we rocked, and then we were all sort of standing out there in front of Robert Plant's, who had taken the stage, and we just were digging the whole Grecian vibe, and there was a moon out, and just something about it was really magical and inspired me to write the lyrics of that song, and and just get that one going. And it's kind of the only ballad on the record, which is not even that much a ballad. It sort of turns into a rock jam at the end, but it's nice. I think it's kind of introspective.
Barefoot without a care. I'm so blessed to be here. I'm so blessed to be here. I'm so blessed to be here. I'm so blessed to be here.
Thrown to the Wolves, which is the opening, is kind of, for me, that sort of is what Run Through the Desert was supposed to be, and that's music that I wrote before I met Jason and Corey, and it was just sort of the initial inspiration of what I wanted the band to sound like, kind of like Black Sabbath meets Led Zeppelin, with some chirpy vocal production, and yeah, and it's just really heavy drums and serious groove going on there. Sort of progressive rock, and that song is sort of like about being in a situation where you have no control, but you kind of have to go with the flow, and hopefully, but not necessarily give up or anything, but just sort of go with the flow and accomplish what you need to accomplish, even just despite the difficulties around you, and so that's sort of what Thrown to the Wolves is about. It's very metaphoric lyrics, so you might not really be able to tell by listening to the lyrics, but that's what it's about. So
about letting go of your fears and just go with the flow and hope for the best.
Yeah, it's just like getting thrown into the fire, so to speak, and just going with it, but basically putting up a fight. Like if you get thrown into the wolves, a den of wolves, are you just going to lay down and get eaten, or are you going to try to fight your way out? Basically, it's just a song like saying, like, sometimes you do have to just kind of go with the flow. I mean, because whatever, you might be on tour with a bunch of people and energies might be getting like sort of, bumping heads on energy or whatever, and I think that's times when you just have to sort of go with the flow, and like everybody, there's just no point in trying to like let the ego disintegrate the camaraderie, There's no anger in the song. It's just it's sort of about like being amicable and kind of making your way through it.
Nice.